tomatoes. I mean, watermelon. More purple whole peas everywhere. Hey guys, welcome back to Beyond Gardening Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Kim and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Guys, what you're looking at here is damage from the vine borer bugs. And if you're not familiar with them, they are insects that are actually laid by adult moths, and they're laid at the base of the vines, and then they just bore their way into the stems, and they will feed. Well, actually, they'll hatch. The eggs will hatch after the adult lays the eggs, and then the bugs will just bore their way into the stems, and they'll feed internally and block off any water flow to your plants. So then your plants will essentially just suffocate and die. They're typically, this typically happens early spring, early summer, and as the weather gets warmer, they will start to disappear. So, and the only way to prevent them is to use row covers, like early in the season before the flowering happens, and just something light that the plants will still be able to get sunlight. And you can try and wrap the base of the stems in foil or cloth to try to block egg laying, but I've seen people do that and it doesn't seem to really work very well. So it's pretty much better to plant crops like squash and zucchini and stuff. It's better to plant them later in the season, because by then all of those little bugs will have moved on. So, but if you do plant them, you want to monitor your plants. You want to look for eggs and try to remove them. And if you suspect that you have any larvae inside of the stem, you can actually slit it open and carefully remove them by hand. So you can use treatment like BT or diatomaceous. I can't pronounce that word. That's a tongue twister. Diatomaceous earth or whatever. So, but you can see that I've removed the plants, and you can see those little eggs on their plant. But I removed the plants, so now I'm here. I am actually just kind of loosening up my soil so that I can potentially plant something else. But what I'm actually doing now is going around and doing what's called in-place composting. So what you see me doing here is called in-place composting, also called direct composting. And what this is it's a method of composting where organic waste is buried or left to decompose right in the garden soil, rather than being collected in a separate compost bin or pile. And so what happens is that it's just a low effort way to turn food scraps and yard waste into rich soil directly where your plants will grow. So instead of moving compost from pile to pile and having big piles of compost decomposing in your yard, you just actually bury the scraps in the yard itself, which is much more convenient. So the way you do it is, as you can see, I'm just digging a hole. I'm not necessarily putting mine right up to the plant, but I am trying to improve the soil overall in this garden bed, because over the years, before I learned about garden soil and how it should be more fluffy and loamy and not compact, I was just using probably dirt or whatever. But it has definitely greatly improved over the years. So pretty much all you would do, even though I'm not digging mine is deep, the typical way would be to dig a trench or a hole that's between 12 and 18 inches deep, and then you just add your food scraps or your garden waste, and then you would just cover it with the soil and let it decompose over several weeks a month, and it will definitely improve the texture of your soil. So, and a lot of times, what you can also do is that after harvesting a crop, like greens or anything, you can just chop up the plants. Uh, you can just cut your plants off at the base and leave the stems in the soil. And you can also chop up plant debris and leave it on the soil surface, and then kind of lightly bury it. That will also decompose. And then, what I do is typically use my chicken scraps. So, I mean, kitchen scraps. I don't have chickens. I don't want anything here I got to feed besides a plant and me. So you can use your chicken. I mean, I keep saying chicken. Your kitchen scraps, and then cover them with mulch or soil. But you really want to make sure you cover them so that animals are not trying to get to it, and also to eliminate a bunch of flies being around. So just, like I said, just dig a trench, bury your scraps, cover them up, and it will decompose and turn into nice, rich, thick dirt. And the benefits of it is no need for compost bins and turning piles, and it's a lot less work. And nature just does all the work for you underground. You just dig a hole, put it in, and leave it, and it will attract the worms and microbes directly into your garden soil, which will build a healthy, rich soil over time. It's a great lazy way to compost, and to me, it just makes a lot of sense. Right here, I am actually looking at my ginger that is growing. Uh, I've been trying to grow ginger for a couple of years now, and I'm finding that the easiest way is to just purchase ginger from the grocery store. Take that ginger and try to get the ginger that has the little knots on it, the little eyeballs on it, and just dig a little shallow grave, little shallow hole for your ginger, and just lay it in there and just kind of cover it up a little, and you'll start to see your ginger sprout. So as I'm digging here, I'm trying to just be careful not to dig my ginger up because I keep forgetting that it's there. I buried the ginger or planted it, and then I forgot that I did. And then when it started sprouting, um, I couldn't figure out what these little plants were growing in my yard. But as you can see, I'm just uh, laying in the food scraps, mostly watermelon scraps right now. So after you finish your watermelons, just chop them up and put them in ground. So I decided to bring out my zinnias, and that have been in my greenhouse, and they have really overgrown in this little tiny pot. So I decided to bring them out and plant them in the spot where I pulled up the what was that? Probably zucchini or squash, or whichever one it was. So I'm splitting them up. I think it's probably turns out to be about four or five or so in this little tiny pot. They grew pretty nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and dig a little trench and just plant these in my garden bed. I think these turned out to be the lime green zinnias. They're very pretty. I don't believe these zinnias suffered any transplant shock when I planted them, when I transplanted them, because I tried to make sure that I got quite a bit of the roots. I planted 3 of the zinnias in one bed, and now, as you can see, I'm at another bed where I'm planting the other zinnias. I'm starting to think that these are actually my favorite flowers. I thought that the snapdragons, but I do believe that I like the zinnias better. The somehow the colors just seem to just glow in the mornings. They're just
Hey,
beautiful.
happy fall.
As you can see, I'm burying more of my kitchen scraps, which is mostly watermelon rind and cucumbers. And what I did was I hollowed the cucumbers out so that I didn't have a bunch of seeds and didn't have to worry about a bunch of voluntary plants coming up. Now you can see me watering everything in really well. You know, we've been getting quite a bit of rain. I want to just make sure these had a really good start and didn't suffer too much transplant shock. And I also want to give the scraps a chance to really decompose. Here I am at my eggplants. Well, one of my eggplant plants. And I've not been happy with this one. I mean, it's produced a little. You see, I have one small one there. I've probably got a couple of eggplants off of this plant, but it's been struggling all summer. So I'm going to pull it out and to make space for something else because I have got plenty of other eggplants growing in my other flower bed, and I'm producing so much eggplant because those plants are so prolific once they get going. And this bed needs to be addressed. I'm going to have to install my irrigation system because this is dry and I'm constantly watering over here. So, which lets me know that I really need to stop dragging my feet and put in my irrigation. I have everything. I have it hooked up at the faucet. I just have not run the what do you call it? The tubing. There's so many other things that I keep having to do that's been on the back burner, but I'm going to go ahead and install it, especially in these metal beds, because I think because they're metal and it's so hot here that these plants almost don't stand a chance. I'm really just going to rip everything out of here. I have some really good basil in here. I need to harvest it as well. I have basil in the house that I've just recently dehydrated. So I need to go ahead and get the rest of these herbs pulled out and go ahead and dehydrate them. I'm either going to dehydrate them or do them naturally and let the sun dry them out one way or another. They need to be washed and dried. And I can use this bed for some of my pepper plants, or I have cabbage that I am about to put out, as well as all year round cabbage. I'm questioning whether or not I should pull my purple hull peas. I've already harvested the peas, and the bush has been sitting here because my plan is to just take everything out and replant. Because I am in Texas, we have a long growing season. I can get another round. I'm not sure what this is. Anybody's out there watching? Anyone? I don't think they're sweet peas. I don't know what it is. It's show you the inside. This is what the peas look like. But I don't know what they are, and I'm not going to eat them. So I need to pull this out. Which is wrapped around my purple hull peas. But I need to get it out. Let's see. As you can see, I decided to go ahead and rip out the purple hull peas. And now I'm going to amend the bed, and I'm putting in the scraps and some mushroom compost and probably some garden tome. So I've got some mushroom compost and some that mushroom compost sat out there for a minute, so it's kind of hard. And peat moss. While I'm doing this, let me just stop and say to anyone who is watching my videos, I just want to give my sincere thanks. This is a new journey for me. I'm always pivoting and taking a new journey, and this is one of them. So I appreciate anybody that's going along for the ride. And hopefully this will be one that I'll stick to for a long time. It's not boring, ever changing, constantly learning, always excited every time a new seed germinates. And I honestly do believe that, just like every human being, I believe that every seed has a story. When I plant those seeds and it's in the ground, there's stuff going on. They're probably having family issues, job issues. You get most of the water. Move over, you crowding me. Oh, I don't like you. They don't look like me. Probably have the same issues we have above ground. And then some flourish, and some just fizzle out. Some are productive, and some of them just sit there and do nothing. So I just appreciate anybody who's watching. I appreciate anyone who returns to watch. And I appreciate anybody who gains any knowledge from anything that I'm doing. Because trust me, I am learning as I go. This is a learning process for me.
I'm going to put some garden tone in this bed because I'm sure that those purple hull peas have taken every little bit of life out of this soil. This is the all-purpose garden tone, and I try to buy the largest bag that they have because I don't like to have to keep going back and buying stuff. So typically when I buy something, I'm going to buy it in bulk. I'm not going to buy the tiny bags. Just going this around. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to water this and let it sit for a couple of days. Also to give those worms a chance to start eating and decomposing the scraps that I put in the bed. And then I'm going to come through and that'll also soften up a lot of these chunks that are in here. Hard pieces of, that's the mushroom compost because it's been sitting. It'll soften that up for me. Then I'm going to come out here and I'm going to load this tiny little space up with purple hull peas. And if you like black-eyed peas, you'll love purple hull peas. Y'all can see I'm losing daylight. So I've got this bed ready. I will come back and, I don't know, probably on Monday and plant me some purple hull peas. And go right next to it and check on my green beans, which are looking fabulous. This is my second round of green beans. See, they're nice and healthy. All right, I'm all sleeved up and ready. So the peas that I'll be planting, I have 3 different packages. One is a So Right seeds. I think these are cow peas, top pick purple hull peas. Have the other Fairy Morse cow peas, pink eye purple hull peas. And then I have Baker Creek heirloom seeds. These are also purple hull pink eye peas. I don't know if they're all going to be different, but as long as they're purple hull peas, I'm okay. This is the bed that we prepped a few days ago. So I'm just going to go through and just sow peas just wherever there's an empty space. I'm going to make sure that I plant these very densely. I just want a bunch of peas growing up in here. I don't want any empty space. So I'm going to start with this top pick. I'm going to start with this top pick pea right here. So here we go. I'm going to use all these peas in here, and I may drop 2 in each spot. And I'm just gonna barely even bury these peas. I'm literally, well, I may take the handle on this. Just make me a little indentation and just drop the peas in. I don't want to drop them too deep. And I'm just gonna go around, make a little indentation all the way around. You know, some parts of this soil is not, I need to press this down some to make sure these peas have something to hold on to. I don't want the soil too compact, but I also don't want it too loose. So that when the peas start to sprout, I want them to have something to hold on to. Okay, that should be good. So I'm just gonna come through here, make little indentions. I'm not worried about them being in a straight line or anything. I'm just gonna get them in because I want a bunch of peas. So purple hull peas are something that I eat a lot of, and it takes a lot to have enough to eat and share if you plan on sharing, which I don't typically share my purple hull peas unless it's somebody coming over to have dinner or something, because I don't get enough. See, I'm just going to put a bunch of them in here. Anywhere there's empty space, I'll put peas. Okay. And I'll just start dropping. This one doesn't look like it's so good. I'll just start dropping. Some of them may end up with 2 peas in a hole. I'm okay with that. And I have no intentions on thinning them out. I just want peas. Okay, got all of those in. Next one is open. The Baker Creek. There's only a couple peas in here. Put those all in. Sit on that. Sit on that. This is a brand new pack, so I should have plenty. And I'm hoping that I'll get a good germination. One thing that I also learned that I really like, purple hull peas with okra. Slice some okra up. Ouch, shoot, these bugs are eating me. Slice some okra up when your peas are just about done. So we're going to see what happens here. I'm trying not to miss any of my... So I'm going to try to put 2 in each. I'm just going to load them up, because I really don't want to use these peas next year. Next year I'll probably I'll end up saving some of these peas. I'll let some of the pods stay on the vine until they dry out. Like, I think I have one down here on the ground. Like this one right here stayed out here. And so if you open it, you notice that there are a bunch of dried peas in here. And I can actually take these and plant them now. I have a space on the other side of the garden that I'll probably go in and plant these. I'll sow these as well, because I just want purple hulls everywhere. I want purple hull peas everywhere. There's another little spot. And I'm really overloading, because just in case some of them do not sprout, I'll still have enough. Alrighty. Oops, got too many there. Look around, see if there are any more spots. Ooh, these bugs are I'm just dying. And I don't want to plant them too deep. Like I got some down here that look like I got them too deep. I don't want to plant them too deep. And I got them in here. All I'm going to do, looks like I got some everywhere. And there may be a few spots that I don't have any. I'm just going to take my hand, and I'm really just going to rub across this soil like this. And I know I should have on gloves, but I am one that I really like feeling the dirt on my hands until something bites me. But yeah, I'm one of those people that I just like feeling the earth. You know, this is not the earth, but still. So now that I've got it all, now all of this stuff right here, this will just break down into the soil. Got it all in, and we just wait. And with any luck, it shouldn't take any more than probably about maybe no more than a week, if that. And I'll start seeing these peas sprout. I put some on the other side of the garden, and I mean, they came up in no time. In fact, I forgot that I planted them, and when they started coming up, I was thinking, what is this that's growing? And I realized they were the purple hull peas. So now I've got those all done. All empty packages. Toss those. I'm just going to water it in. And I do not want to put it on a real heavy setting, because I don't want to wash the peas away. So, do a nice light watering. And what's today? Monday? I would say by Wednesday or Thursday, no later than probably Friday, should start seeing germination. See some peas that don't even have any ground. So I'm sitting on top. This water's kind of warm. So as I'm watering, I'm looking for any seeds any peas that are sitting on top of the dirt. And I'll just gently push them back in. And that's it. And now we just wait. As you can see, it's been exactly 7 days. And I have got almost 100% germination. I have a few that are still trying to push their way up, but as long as I keep the soil moist, and with the weather being as hot as it is, I should see more peas coming up soon. Purple hulls love the warm weather. They'll be kind of crowded because I have no intentions on thinning. I do understand the risk I'm taking by overcrowding my peas, but I'm okay with that. I think I'll be all right. But hopefully I'll be harvesting soon. I think it takes about 30-45 days to harvest. And I'll have some purple hull peas stored up for the winter. That's the plan. Look, as you can see, they're still coming up. I have some small ones. So that's my purple hull peas. Didn't take long at all. Now looking at my green beans, still looking good. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos on planting, gardening, the tours, etc. And until the next time, happy gardening. And may your hands stay dirty and your harvest be bountiful. Peace.